Welcome back to another episode of A Fine Podcast with your hosts, Amanda and
Joseph. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. We are here with Got to Get Out, episode 4.
That's right. We got to get into it.
Yes. Talk about how they're living in the house,
Yes.
going crazy in the house.
How are you living in your house? Are you going crazy in your house?
Yeah, I'm ready to get out.
You heard it here, folks. He's ready to get out.
I'm blinking twice.
He needs help.
That was like 3 times, but
He needs help with blinking too, with controlling his blinking.
Yeah, apparently. No, it's been a dandy week.
You haven't been trying to escape for money?
No, unfortunately not.
And every time I catch you and stop you, I hit the button.
Yeah. I'm sufficient here. There's no need to get out. But no, it's been.
I'm sufficient. We enjoy being in our house.
Yeah.
What about me? Am I trying to get out?
Yeah. Are you creeping out in the wee hours of the night or something?
Yeah, oh yeah. Me who never leaves the house. Are you leaving in the middle of the night and coming back?
No.
For cash money.
No, I'm trying to get my sleep at that time.
What if there was a money ticker going?
I don't know who would be paying me out in my own house, or I'd be more concerned about that. Is it a scam? Am I just getting scammed?
Yeah, a bunch of scammers got together and they're like, "Sir, if you leave your house when the clock says $301,000,
Yeah.
you can escape."
And then if you send me that money, I'll double it.
Yeah. But send it to me. No, just send me everything in your bank account first, then we'll talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, things have been going well. Have anything to add?
No.
Nothing?
I'm definitely exciting to report. My life is quite standard.
That's so sad. What do you mean? It's not
That's a good
standard.
thing. Yeah.
Don't you like it?
Yeah. But I mean, it's no different than anybody else's life. I mean, I get up, I work.
You didn't get up and go skydiving and some other events that
Right. I didn't get to go like sail the beaches of Miami or not sleeping in a glass see-through floor in Bora Bora.
you don't have to be doing these grand spectacular things for life to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. But
We've been in our house,
yeah.
not really leaving our house.
Yeah.
And it's been a grand old time.
It has been.
So let's get into it and talk about where we left off last time. So last time we left off with Kim, Stein, and Spencer. And Spencer's genius idea to dress up as a producer and hold a plant and exit that way.
Yes, with his fake towels.
In his stomach
Yes.
to make himself look different. But that's ultimately what gives him away, because Claire is on the watchtower and, for the most part, people are like, oh, that's just a producer. He's dressed in all black. He's carrying something. But then Claire thought, that doesn't look like any of our producers.
Yeah, mainly because she was commenting on, they're all fit, which is the exact comment Spencer made. So then that's why to me this whole towel thing just didn't make sense. I don't know why you would try to look apart that, but not to the full extent. I mean, yeah, you're wearing the same clothes, but if they're all fit, then why not just go yourself? I mean, I think he thought too much about
I think he thought way
the
too
stomach
much.
to really throw him off.
Yeah, he's like, I got to look different from myself, so I'll stuff a bunch of towels in there. But he even said, our producers are fit people.
Yeah. And especially because you already had the plant and you got sunglasses. And I mean, you didn't need much to already. I mean, that was already covering a lot of the distinguishing features.
Right.
I mean, seeing your stomach versus, oh, that's Spencer. That's him escaping. I mean, I don't know. But
yeah, so they press the button and he doesn't make it, unfortunately.
yes.
But it was the craftiest thing we've seen so far.
Yes, it was definitely because it wasn't something provided by the show. where like they had the shredding bins, the recycle bins to go out of, or a car, etc.
Right.
This was purely their ingenuity, and so that was at least refreshing to see. And I think it did kind of, that's the one thing that's interesting about this, is each new idea that gets onto the table sparks new ideas, I think, as far as other people of what they want to do, or even to what to watch out for if you do see someone outside,
Right,
or something,
it gives you like a glimpse into like the mindset of someone who's trying to escape, which will then spark other things to pop in your head.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it helps because it creates the game to be ever evolving as well. It's not going to be the same. Just window opens and you just hightail it out of there and hope you make it. Like there's going to be more.
But we do see a good hightailing at the end of this episode that we'll get into.
Yes.
Which I think is like absolutely like genius. The way he went for this. So, but anyway, let's talk about Doodles and Athena. So Doodles leaves Athena a note inviting her to a date.
Yeah, so it's weird because in the first, episode that they were starting this, they kind of talked about, oh, we're just gonna kind of use each other to to get in the game and get out and get the money. But now it almost seems like there is this, I don't know if it's still just a show or not, but nonetheless they are making it seem like it is more of a actual like genuine connection that they are expressing in each other with this, where Doodles asks her to a dinner date, and they actually,
he says, will you escape to the roof and have dinner with me tonight?
Right. And then Kim sees the note and actually thought Athena was like hiding an actual escape plan, and then realized it was this.
No, it's just
this
an
dumb
innocent
invite,
date.
But in her eyes. But
Omarosa and Kim immediately get involved and they try to help Athena pick out an outfit. Like they're going all out. Like she has to dress up fancy for this date and she's worried about what he'll think. But then the dresses that she picks are really risque, and they remind her that he's a toy maker and also his mother may be watching this show.
Yeah, Omarosa made that comment, which was pretty funny. But I guess they, I don't know if it's they're excited to help her, maybe because one, it's something to do in the house while they're waiting. Two, or is it almost a way that she's getting more involved with this versus getting the money and trying to get out, so it makes her less of a threat or whatnot to be someone who's trying to get out.
Or maybe she's really hoping to build on the connection, or the two of them are going to lean on each other to get out.
Or yeah, ultimately they're just all three good friends and they just...
Wait, all three?
Well, Kim and... I meant as far as like Kim and Omarosa. Why are they so involved in helping her plan the date and activities?
I just thought
and
they
whatnot.
were being nice and their roommates.
Oh, sure,
with
yeah.
her,
That,
so.
I mean, that could be... I was just bringing up other ideas.
Oh, to like stay on her good side, like they would be...
Right, or that
Well, yeah, it's all
she's
about
involved in
strengthening
this and she doesn't want to.
connections, too.
She's focused more on this than versus the money and trying to get out, so she's not a threat anymore. But I don't know. I guess you have to wait for these exit opportunities.
But then maybe they wouldn't even want to work with her then, if they think
Yeah.
she's not really focused on the game.
Yeah, or they just have nothing else to do because they're in the house waiting for a strategy, and none of them have a strategy. So
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of
They're
that
just-
too. It's like, let me please help you pick out an outfit because we don't have phones, we don't have anything else to do.
all right, they're just trying to kill time.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
Or they're just genuinely making,
Yeah, absolutely.
Friends,
I was
too.
just
but
creating some different scenarios.
I mean, yeah, it's very well possible too. Definitely. It's all
Yeah.
about the game at the end of the day. It's all about the game.
Right.
So Suzan makes spaghetti and meatballs for their date, which this comes up throughout the whole episode. It's very important. Her spaghetti and meatballs. So let's talk about how their date went first. Rashad brings in the flowers. Everybody's like going over the top for this date.
Yeah, I was shocked that so many different people got involved with it.
Val teaches Doodles how to dip Athena. Like some dance moves for the date.
Yeah, Doodles talks to him about it, and that was pretty funny. Having Val try to show Doodles how to dip properly and the proper technique, and
Yeah, that was interesting. And he used it and it worked out.
yeah, he did. Yeah, so Val knows a thing or two, even though he's not
Yes.
dancing with his stars.
It's like fun to see him put his expertise to like use here.
Yeah.
That was nice that he taught him that. And so they're having the date. It's a beautiful time. And then Athena kind of senses that he's hiding something. And she says, "What's going on with you? You can open up to me and talk to me." And then he spills everything to her. He's not a toy maker. His name isn't Doodles.
Yeah, I was actually pretty shocked that he opened up, which made me think, I guess, this kind of, I guess, confirmed for me that actually it must be genuine. Because I can't imagine that he would have done that if he didn't feel that way. Because, I mean, yeah, that is a big secret that if it got out, then a lot of people are probably not going to trust him or even want to work with him. Because then what else would he be hiding up? And it's this whole can of worms that would really unfold for him. So I was stunned that he actually did. But, I mean, I guess it just shows that he is genuine in her. So
It either shows that or it shows her like, I'm committed to this partnership. So if you get that exit strategy, like,
yeah,
we could definitely leave together.
yeah, yeah. Because I guess at the same time, right? If she tells everyone, then but everyone already is going to be against him, so she might as well probably stay on everybody else's side if she wasn't interested in him.
Yeah, I do think there's an interest there between the two of them. So I think that solidifies everything. But she says, "I won't tell anybody. You can trust me."
Yeah, and I would agree. I think she does seem serious about that. She doesn't seem like she's going to try to use that against him.
Yeah, and he tells her that he is actually a game designer. And he kind of tells her why he didn't lead with that, with the group.
Yeah.
So he comes clean completely.
Yeah, we'll see how it whether it'll bite him or not, but
Yeah, I wonder what's going on today with the two of them.
yeah.
But I don't know if I fully buy that this is like a really deep
I don't think it
connection.
would be something that would actually continue outside of the show. I think it's just because they're trapped in a house together.
Yeah,
So
we'll see though.
yeah, but who knows? Yeah, maybe there's more. We'll check afterward.
Yeah, after, not now. We're only halfway in now. So ticker tape machine time. And we see Cynthia get an exit strategy at 312K. And then we see Suzan get an exit strategy at 309 to 310K. And Val gets something called the kill switch. And this can disable the watchtower lever and the notifications coming from that, which would allow somebody to escape. And this kill switch is used through the microwave.
This was actually a really cool idea that they've introduced, and it's fun that they've introduced it in this secretive way like this, so that especially too you have first mover advantage with this, which is huge.
Because how is he supposed to find out who got the exit strategy? I thought that would be the hardest thing about it, is him trying to figure out who do I partner up with.
Yeah, and I think there was. Well, I think it wasn't going to be that hard because it was kind of a switch, right? Where it was, hey, I've got this information, you give me your information, and we can swap and.
Well,
and
how is
make
he
a
supposed to
deal.
tell somebody that? He's supposed to go up to them and say, "Hey, if you have an exit strategy, I have something that could pair well with that, so let me know."
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be tough.
And then he was going to have to trust them, and they were going to have to trust him. And luckily, he didn't have to think about any of that.
I mean, I do think he was at more power than the other person because he could tell them that he has it, but they can't ultimately steal it. Where if they tell, the person who has the exit strategy tells him, he could, in theory,
Sure.
steal the idea.
But then the person he tells could just watch whenever he's going to microwave something.
Yeah, that's true. But they'd have to watch him all the time. I mean, every time he would go
Maybe they just sit in the
eat
kitchen.
something up. Yeah.
Anyway, we didn't have to worry about all of that because Suzan randomly goes right up to Val.
Well, this was what was so perfect that made Val's, this exchange work so easily was because you had, Suzan, who last time got an exit strategy, just told the whole world that she had it. So it didn't work. Now she's actually being a little more secretive about it. But yeah, but she's the one who would definitely just open up and tell you in private at least, so that, hey, I've got a strategy and whatnot. So it works well that they pair together.
Just randomly, she goes up to Val and says this, though. It worked out perfectly in that aspect. But
what also was, so he also went to Steven before to check if Steven had one.
Right.
Because he's friends with Steven, but he doesn't. But then this was weird because I was like, oh, so he's going to go talk to someone else, and I guess the two of them are going to work, and then...
But then they worked in Steven.
Right. I thought he might just stay on edge then, because if he didn't get looped in, but then I was surprised that they did loop him in. I guess because, he's a firefighter, and I think they decided that he was probably going to be the fastest runner.
Yeah, so they made Steve the runner, Val the microwaver, and Suzan the conductor of this plan.
Right, because she has to say open sesame at the gate to open up the lock to open it up.
So the three of them are in on it now.
Yeah, so they've got their little team.
And let's just go ahead and talk about it. So Suzan was so tired making meatballs and spaghetti for everybody that she decided to take a little nap at the exact time that their exit was taking place, which was insane. Like, she didn't mean to, but she ended up doing that. And that left Val and Steve saying, what the heck? Steve was waiting by the exit. She never showed up. Val over microwaved his spaghetti and meatballs for like 3 minutes in front of everybody and used up his power. She never showed up.
It was so, I mean, especially because you had this new power that no one was going to know that it was even in play yet, because someone would have triggered the alarm. It wouldn't have worked. Everyone would have been so confused. And that definitely would have been enough time, I think, to have made it out. Because, and the next person, if they do reintroduce that idea, the next person will have that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the first time they realize that, hey, something can trigger a disabling of that alarm, that'll restructure how they work defense. But
right now, Val may be really looking out for that.
Yeah, he could be on it, or he could even tell someone about it so that someone's on edge. So it may not happen. But he really had the first mover advantage of this whole idea, which unfortunately completely crumbled in front of him. But
so Suzan never showed up. She was asleep.
This I didn't understand. I don't understand why he just stood by the lock the whole time, was wondering where she was. But
I think because they just talked to her, so they were all planning not to go all in together. They were going to all enter separately, and then
right. I know they were trying to probably not look suspicious to raise awareness of that they were about to get out. But I would have thought, because they had $1,000 window of the lock to be unlocked. I would have thought he would have at least gone ahead and tried to go around and find her, or they should have. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's like, hindsight is 20/20. But I mean, I would have thought almost too they would have had a meeting. I don't know when they had their last.
Did she go to sleep like instantly? Like, how long was she asleep for? I'll say that. Like, was it 30 minutes or? But why would you even test things like, oh, I got to go lay down? Like, what?
Because I would almost think that makes me think it must have been well before the time. Because she probably wouldn't have laid down if it was at 300,000 or something, right? Or maybe. I don't know what, I think.
I wonder how long the duration of nap was.
Because it's, to me, being that, it must have been well in advance. Because I don't think she probably would have risked it. Or I don't know, maybe she would have.
But even if you're falling asleep anywhere near close to the time, do they have a clock or like an alarm
Well,
or
no,
something?
the money ticker is their only clock in this whole thing.
So I guess that would make things hard. But
Right. But I mean, you have an idea probably of what
so you
time
should
is-
probably just force yourself to stay awake and not take the nap at that time, probably.
Yeah.
But regardless, she fell asleep. They didn't check in right before with her. They just took their jobs.
I mean, Val couldn't have, but I think Steven should have tried to go run around or something. Just try to, or not run
I
around,
guess
but
Val-
just try to explore.
Val
and-
could have at least checked in 10 minutes prior or something.
I think they should have had a quick little huddle.
Right.
I don't know how long.
I don't know if the huddle would have been a giveaway too. I mean, a lot of things could have been a giveaway, but
Yeah.
someone's eyeball should have been on her because after last time she was so sporadic and crazy that anything could have happened this time. But I guess you just go into it thinking like, oh, she won't miss this. Like you would just assume that somebody would miss this.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the. I mean, I could see myself falling into the same thing because, yeah, I would
You
probably.
would just trust that they would stay with their word. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
$300,000. So why in the world would they not be here
Yeah.
unless you're Susan? So then she finally wakes up from the nap. She's like, ah. And then she looks around and she's like, oh no. She realizes, she completely missed it. And then she goes up to Val and Steve. They're like playing a game or something. And she says to them, like, why didn't anybody get me? Why didn't anybody wake me up? I just took a $300,000 nap.
Yeah. So they joke around that, this nap was basically could have potentially been a $300,000 nap that she had since everything was completely foiled. And
They all kind of laugh about it.
yeah, I mean, I think that's the nice thing. I think, right, is that at the end of the day, this is still just a game and everything. Because I think Val and Steven could have been like furious at her or something, right? Because she basically dropped the ball on her end. But
Well, she brought up to them, you guys didn't come get me either.
yeah, I mean, the whole thing was just. I mean, it's nice that they were at least able to just joke about it.
So moving on to Cynthia, she picks Stein to help her with her exit strategy. And we see Rashad now. He's very passionate about checking all of the exits constantly. It's like keeping a watch on them, walking around the house and checking too. So he's someone to definitely keep an eye on going forward, because I think that's a pretty good strategy, is like keep checking in on all the exits to see when they go green.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely have a moment where, kind of like where Kim had, where she just kind of stumbled upon a gate being unlocked. So
Yeah.
you could definitely. But even too, I think looking around, because he was the one who spotted Doodles from his room when Doodles tried to just run that second time too. So I think it almost might as well be too, to just get eyes on different areas of the house to maybe see someone darting out the door or something.
Yeah.
As well.
So in this plan we see taking place, Cynthia is at the button and Stein is the runner. So the exit opens, she's guarding the button, which she normally does, so this isn't out of character for her at all. And then Stein just runs so incredibly fast that he is booking it and making it pretty far from what we can see in this last episode. And even Spencer and Rashad see like this blur run past, and they're questioning whether or not it was somebody.
Yeah, so Cynthia teams up with Stein because she mentions she's just kind of had a nice connection with him the whole time, and they've become good friends, and she's been labeled the button lady, so she has to stick to that role, and she's not a runner, so she can't see herself trying to run out, so she needs to designate a teamer to be able to run with. So Stein is that. Stein actually is quite fast.
He was the perfect choice.
He does seem to hightail it out of there. So he's pretty far down the road. They're still kind of questioning it, and if the tower were to trigger, she's gonna obviously not pull the button on herself. So, and she trusts him too, right? Because ultimately, if he gets away, it's his choice to split the money. But
Right.
I think he seems genuine to where he would, because he mentions he grew up below poverty, and I think he would be willing to
He's trustworthy.
honor,
And he's super fast. So
yeah.
I think this is a great opportunity for this to actually happen.
Yeah, so this looks like a pretty good opportunity, and we'll see what happens.
I can't wait. So realistically, do you think Stein is going to make it? He's booking it. He's going super fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could make it.
I think he's giving like 1,000% effort, and it's kind of funny to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's 8 episodes, so it is kind of like, when would they actually reveal where someone gets
Maybe
out?
at this point.
It's open now. I think the chance of it happening now is there. I think he could. The only thing I'm thinking of maybe not is they'll trigger the alarm and someone's just going to be happening to walk by, like right when they trigger it, so that Cynthia can't really play blocker. Or there actually was a preview where I forget who it was now, but someone was actually like blocking the button. They're like, "Hey, you can't do that. That's cheating or something." So I don't know. Maybe this will be that moment. But I do remember but I think it actually might have been spent. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm thinking probably not. I think it's going to be like another 1 or 2 more episodes before someone gets out.
I hope he gets out. That would be cool.
Yeah,
but maybe not, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, it looks more promising because he looks further down and no one hasn't recognized him yet. Where like Spencer was still at the top or at the top of the driveway where people were already starting to question, where he's at least looks like, halfway down the driveway or something.
Right.
But yeah, we will find out.
So that's our cliffhanger, and we're looking forward to next week.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us on A Fine Podcast.
Yeah, we hope you've liked this episode, and check us out next week when we see what happens.
What will happen to Stein?
And don't forget to like and subscribe and check out our social media if you haven't already.
That's right. Keep up with us, and we look forward to recapping with you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Ciao.